And welcome back to part 6 of What If Midoriya were the son of Lobo. Now, a little house cleaning real quick. Someone had brought up the fact that, and I actually acknowledge I made this mistake, that Black Whip didn't activate because Midoriya reached 20% plus. It activated for a different reason. It was Black Whip activated as an emotional response to his emotions. Bancho even explained this himself. Now, that does not mean that Midoriya, at least where we left off in the story, after getting his license, provisional license, wouldn't have Black Whip. He very well might still have Black Whip. Someone also made a good point. Lobo's got his chain, but he can use Black Whip as the chain. I'm like, I didn't even think about that. That was not intentional, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I will say, though, that in training, because it comes from a need, emotional need, all that, in training with Black Whip, or if nothing else to protect Koda, he still would probably activate Black Whip, I'm guessing, at some point in the training arc. I think it just makes sense, because honestly, the joint training with Class 1B still was still training. It's just Monoma was pissing him off, was what it was. So I think it's fair to say he would have Black Whip at this point. And based on where we're going to be in a little bit, he's going to activate another one of them pretty quick. Now, to be fair, I don't know exactly what the emotional requirement was for activating the others. We know that the last two were because the other vestiges eventually agreed to work with Midoriya. But, yeah. Now, one last quick thing, and this person, God bless you for watching my videos, especially because I clearly don't do what you want me to do. Don't worry about there being a lack of Dragon Ball content right now. We're going back to the Dragon Ball what ifs after we're done with this what if. All right. There's just a viewer who's a recent subscriber who's been, and again, I don't name people because that's not what I do. Because then people jump on their asses, and that's. I'm not saying you guys would. I'm just saying because I feel like I got generally a very nice group of viewers, but yeah, I just don't want anyone jumping down people's throats. That being said, dude, I understand, and have you literally not gone to my playlists and seen all the Dragon Ball videos I've done? All of them? I mean, or have you literally gone through all of them? Like, you gotta let me know. Because if you've gone through all of them, A, that's impressive. But B, I mean, look, not everyone wants Dragon Ball. You want Dragon Ball, that's great. And there will be more Dragon Ball. But you just, I don't want to sound mean when I say this, you don't get to dictate the terms of someone's video channel. That's basically what it comes down to. When you start to repeatedly kind of request in a bit of a demanding way, it sounds like you're making demands. That's what it sounds like. And I know you're not trying to do that. At least I hope you're not trying to do that. I just want to be clear so you don't come across the wrong way in the comments. Is what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, 3 minutes in. Let's get on to us. So we catch up after the fact. All Might has basically has helped, reconcile's not the right word either. What's the word I'm looking for here? All Might has helped Bakugo and Midoriya kind of recover from the fight, emotionally and physically speaking. Now, they still get in trouble, obviously, and Mirio still pops his head. It's like, hey, how you doing? And, don't worry about me. And then that's when Danger Sense activated. No. Although, theoretically, that would not be a bad spot for Danger Sense to activate, because Midoriya, he sneaks up on Midoriya. It wouldn't be a bad way to activate it. But my guess is the way Danger Sense activated was he was just in the heat of battle so much with Shigaraki that it just kind of sprang into action and started activating. So he would need to be in a serious fight for Danger Sense, I feel like, to activate. Either way, though, Midoriya, after the fact, talks to All Might about Mirio, and All Might does say yes. Honestly, he was a prime candidate. In fact, it was between you and him. I was almost going to choose him, but why did you choose me then? Because I saw something in you, kid. I saw something in you that just made me feel like you were the right choice. And so far, you haven't disappointed. And so, anyway, they meet the big three, who, again, I can never remember it's Mirio. I always remember Mirio's name. It's Taka something or other, and Nedry. Nedry, I also remember. I always remember his hero name, Sun Eater. He's got one of the coolest quirks, the cool names. It's just cool. And so Mirio challenges Class 1A. Now, this fight went totally south for Class 1A in the original. And it initially is going south for them to begin with. Mind you, Bakugo nor Shoto were in the fight. They even mentioned that. But Mirio pops up, and originally he beat Midoriya's ass. Like, Midoriya, he actually was very impressed by Midoriya figuring out the pattern to his strike, but he still beat Midoriya's ass. So we would still get that here where Midoriya figures out the pattern. Midoriya's just, kind of like, and then, he goes through him, goes through his head. Mirio tries to lands a shot on Midoriya, but Midoriya's got much greater physicality here, even without One for All activating. To the point where, as strong as Mirio is, and he is strong, like, he is in shape, he is jacked, but Midoriya, frankly, should beat him in physicality. And so when he actually does effectively punch, which I believe was more like to the solar plexus, because it basically just knocked the wind right out of him and just went with that. Instead, Midoriya still feels like that's a strong kick. I was like, got you! Mirror's like, just on reflex, not even maybe on reflex he either ducks or just he has to go intangible again. It just flows through him. Midoriya's like, holy crap! So he almost got me on that. He's got a pretty tough body. Should note, like Kirishima, Kirishima's durability wasn't enough, I can't remember. Did he take Kirishima out quickly? Either way, Midoriya at this point is physically strong enough to actually go toe to toe with Mirio. So when Mirio takes out the remainers of Class 1A, him and Midoriya are actually now kind of going toe to toe. Midoriya just can't land a hit on this guy, and every hit that Mirio lands hurts, but it's not enough to put Midoriya down. And with his healing ability, Mirio's not even going to be able to, unless he knocks his ass out cold, like clocks him, he's not going down. And Midoriya is kind of aware of this, so he knows what he's going to have to do, so he's going to have to take a hit. He suddenly, springs Black Whip into action. He's got One for All activated. He's keeping it mild, but he's got Black Whip activated as, and just gets clocked in the head, only for Black Whip to actually effectively hit Mirio. Kind of like almost like a spring-loaded punch. Boing, boom, what? Mirio goes through the wall, and people outside scream, oh my god, he's naked! It's like, oh, sorry about that. That was a pretty clever hit, Midoriya. I can say the same for you. Holy crap! I've taken some hits before, but holy crap. And they basically just said, all right, that's enough. You guys have proven you're pretty strong. It's like, but Midoriya's like, I want to keep going. This guy's pretty good. And Mirio's like, I wouldn't mind going to another toe-to-toe with you again. Absolutely, yeah. And so he ultimately explains that he's entering under a Nighteye. And I know Nighteye might really enjoy you. Or I can't remember how he put it exactly, but yeah, no, you can intern under Nighteye. He tells Nighteye about that. And All Might say, it might be a little awkward for me if you do that. So he goes to Nighteye, and Nighteye, he's heard about Midoriya through the grapevine. And he's heard that he's a bit of a wild child. Like, he's a good guy, but All Might chose him as the successor, but he's looking at him, and probably without any intention, he probably is maybe doing a little bit of profiling just on his appearance, because his appearance just makes him look a bit like a hoodlum. It makes him look punky. It makes him look edgy without him intending to. And it's like, so you know what? You wish to be my, internal to me, and then not acceptable. No, I do not approve of you as a successor. Well, by the way, I think that's how he put it. And just want to tell you, Nighteye, I don't give a shit if you don't. And I probably would have said this. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's like, whether you approve or not. Like, whether you want me to be or not, I am the user of One for All, chosen by All Might. Now I can either work under you, or you can act bitter about it. You can still act bitter, and you've got a lot of, and maybe that's exactly how Deku puts it, because this Deku is a lot less of a pushover, emotionally, mentally, all that. And he says, you've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, but that also shows courage and guts. And I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Just wait, If you can take it from my hand in under 3 minutes, I'll approve you as my intern. All right, fine. Comes in showing, obviously Nighteye uses his future sight, which is actually kind of nuts that he can see in the future. It is actually kind of ridiculous. So Deku is trying as hard as he wants. He's about to use Black Whip, but he realizes, I can't. I'm going to cause up too much of a mess, and I don't want to hurt these All Might posters. And so Midoriya fails. Then, of course, to be fair, he's got a much higher level of One for All, but because Nighteye can see the future, my guess is that he can compensate for that. But it's kind of like the idea that, yeah, I can see ahead in the future, but if suddenly my speed increases, the future changes, and I can't do anything about that. So, I don't know. Either way, Midoriya would still end up being interning under him, which would lead to that first interaction with Eri and Overhaul. Which when he's got his ears up, or maybe he's just gotten rid of the ears as it is. I was also reminded that, oh yeah, Deku's mom made it for him, so yeah. But Midoriya just is like, hey, no, it's okay. You can call me. I just realized I didn't figure out anything. Not Lone Wolf. I think Wolf should be in the title name of it because of Lobo being Spanish for wolf, but and him unintentionally going that. But Lobo, or I'm Wolfguard, or actually Wolfguard's not bad. Let's just say Wolfguard for now. I'm this my here, and she's again, and she's seen a lot of scary people. So at first she might flinch at Deku, and Deku's like, so even kids, I always get this, but he's like, and so, wait, she's not afraid of me, at least not as scared as I thought she'd be. That's when Overhaul shows up, and it gets a little tense. Midoriya in the original was kind of pressing a little bit too much, and then Mirio had to step in. Here, he might really try to press on. Mirio's really got to hold him back. So, and so it's like, what were you doing to her? She's scared. Well, she tends to do that. After all, you are a bit of a scary individual. And Midoriya's trying to hold it in. So, yeah, sorry about that. My friends here can be a little bit much sometimes. And it's like, what did he just... Sorry bothering you. And I was like, oh, are you done throwing your tantrum? Come along now, Eri. Mirio explains that we had to. We couldn't do something there, otherwise civilians could get in trouble, and she could get hurt, and we just don't have enough evidence. It's like, fine. Ultimately, we'd have to fast forward all the way to when they actually invade Overhaul's, compound. Midoriya really wouldn't do much until he fights Overhaul, although there is the incident with Toga where she tries to attack him. He just grabs Black. Was like, back off. And like, whoa, that's really cool. Oh, you're so awesome, Midoriya. Cool. It's like, yeah, okay. And so obviously you would then get to eventually Midoriya coming in, rescuing Mirio and Eri. He's going immediately into 30%. At this point, he's probably at 30%. Again, Zarnian physiology is probably a blessed thing. And so him and Overhaul going toe-to-toe. But 20% Deku was really able to do a fair bit of damage to Overhaul before Overhaul was really just starting to, morph into the mutated forms. 30% with his Zarnian physiology? Oh, he's probably making a bitch out of Overhaul right now. Just boom, 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 until he starts to merge with these other forms. He gets the giant, he gets a stalactite in the arm, even in the sternum. Not sternum, but in the chest. And everything. Oh no! It's like, hey, don't worry. These will heal up in no time. See? Already healing up. No worries. And he just uses Black Whip. It's like, because Overhaul's quirk is so dangerous, he's using Black Whip to kind of bind up his hands, just boom, boom, smacking him around. I won't let you hurt her, no matter what. And so eventually it leads to him and Eri, jumping out of there. Eri's quirk is starting to activate, but here's the question: with him not being, maybe, but Deku has to go into full 100% mode, briefly, but but I can't actually see an effective reason. As it stands, he's already strong to be slamming Overhaul around until he decides to truly mutate, and then he's in a form where it's like crap. Now Eri seeing Deku, he can handle himself, and here he comes in, smashing into the ground. Deku jumps up, goes to 100%, smash! Boom! Using Black Whip as well, grabbing and change, boom! Blasts Overhaul back. Now all his body broken, but then Ares Quirk activates. I was like, what? It's like, this is your power, isn't it? It's like, you, and we're about to hit the ground. No! And then he just starts like, huh? What? So he's like, I'm floating. Holy crap, I'm floating. And then he hears Nana's voice like, you wanted to protect her. You didn't want her to hit the ground. My quirk activated. And so now he has float as well. The question is, could the quirks have activated in different orders? I guess depending on what his need was at the time, probably. But that's the order we got. And so Deku's like, thank you, Eri, but I'll keep you safe no matter what. And he just uses the gust of air. He's going 100%. He's going, no, don't know if someone's here or not. My dog just started barking. He goes into 100% again. It's like, I swear, and say, the hero protects everyone, no matter what. That's the kind of person I want to be. And he just comes in and just starts wrecking Overhaul, using a combination of Black Whip, the air gusts from One for All, to launch himself around with float that he's still trying to get a hang of. Grabbing him with Black Whip until he eventually just comes in, just basically does the Saitama punches, puts him into the ground. The difference here, luckily, is that Midoriya's, oh god, oh the pain. Oh, it's been a while since I've been like this. Oh, I can feel my body keeling up. It hurts. Oh, God. And Aries said, oh, no. It's like, hey, that's okay. It's all right, Eri. I'll be fine. Just, this happens. And he's slowly getting up. Like, this happens every once in a while. I'm going to be good. And he's finally able to get his arm up. Oh! It's like, no problem. No worries, okay? And he just smiles. The big grins. And she's like, she's got that. It's like, okay. And so Eri is safe. But what happens after that? Well, it's after this that I do think Meg gives Midoriya the glove. Now, Midoriya theoretically should have had the gloves at this point already. But to be fair, with a lot of like the text building stuff, you could make an argument that he wouldn't have had the gloves for the air blasts. So who knows? Midoriya is also still probably being the butt of the joke when it comes to you can't dance, fool, or whatever. Mina probably gets in his face or whatever. But really, this comes down to Gentle and Deku. Gentle and Deku, and Deku knows that Gentle is the gentle criminal, and he, comes after him. Now, he's not using all of his one for all powers, obviously, but he is, it powers up maybe about 15%, so about halfway, comes in. And it starts out roughly the same. Obviously, Gentle's abilities are very weird, making anything flexible, including air. It's a very unique ability. But eventually it gets to that point where Deku has like the support beam, the steel beam fall on him. He's just, and oh, it's so long, everyone. It's so long, boy. It took me to get in. All of a sudden, Deku's not even really strong. Like, you're not going anywhere. Boom, 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 boom. Starts like pot shotting him. Just, what the? And now he's like, is he? Oh my word, is he flying? It's like, oh god. And he comes in. Now he's going all out on the 30%. He's like, no, I'm not gonna let you ruin that little girl's dreams. And he's like, what about my dreams, boy? And there a bit of the backstory gets revealed. It's like, they judged me no matter what I did. I was never good enough for them. Even when I tried to help, I only ended up making things worse. But I have a dream, but she believed in me no matter what. So I will make that dream a reality. And Deku does get flashes to his childhood where, because he looked different, it was just always kind of different. People judged him too, thinking, oh, he's just a hoodlum. Oh, he's a punk. It's like, he's like me. And they just kind of like, and Midoriya finally just, activates Black Whip because he could do this the whole time. He's just trying to be, not to hurt Gentle, but he knows, I've got to stop. He's like, I'm going to be honest. You and me aren't so different, but I can't let you, I got to let this end now. And all of a sudden, Black Whip wraps around Gentle, and Deku's just, I'm sorry. Poof, and just poof, boom. It kind of just like not literally break, although some bones are definitely broken. Like, just, it breaks Gentle's like, Gentle, no, bravo, I'm sorry. And so then he goes and makes Ares' day all happy. You probably see Black Whip in some actually really cool ways for like a special effects. and maybe even floating around. It's like, so after this, you would really get the joint training after this, and we really only have to focus on Midoriya's round with Monoma. Monoma tries to attack him, and Deku's just like, now here Deku probably won't have another quirk activate. If anything, he's probably having more conversations with the vestiges at this point. Nana, Bancho, maybe I think it's N, just like N for the fog user. I think I can never remember most of the heroes' names. Like I can't remember, or even their actual names. The third users, or fourth users, Danger Sense might be starting to flare up a little bit ever since the Overhaul fight. But honestly, Deku probably makes more mincemeat out of Monoma and Shinsa than he did in this fight. Absolutely, he does. Because here, he's not struggling with Black Whip suddenly activating or going haywire, or his quirks suddenly coming to life. He knows what's happening, and he can prepare for it mentally. So he quickly makes short work of Monoma, and Shinso and him have a solid fight, but just ultimately means nothing in the end. He wins, his team wins. Yay. So with all that being said, we will end it here for part 6. I am not going to lie, apart from, say, the Endeavor internship, there really isn't much to go over for Deku until you get to the war arc. Well, what would you call it? The Rebellion arc? I can't remember what that arc's actually called. I have the list here somewhere. But anyway, where Shigaraki actually comes about. And honestly, that's probably going to be our last part, which means this week's the week of What If, so the last part will be on Thursday. And then on Saturday, we will have our next Dragon Ball What If. It's been a while for Dragon Ball, but we will finally have them. So until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.